Folks, this is not a small video. We're going to go over some vintage and way back antique ornaments. Everybody that's been on our channel knows that we had a wonderful super fan named Ruth Parks from New Brunswick, Canada. Just a sweet pea. Just a great friend. She gifted us what was left of her mother's early 40s, 50s and on Christmas ornaments that her cats were breaking and she couldn't put them out anymore. So she trusted us enough to be sent those. Really thrilled with her. You know that if you saw an earlier video. So I want to go over some categories. I want to get into a few new things that we haven't talked about at all and try to show you some of the differences and how to tell an early piece. I mean, right away, you know, without being an Einstein or having a bunch of books, which we'll look at those too to help if you are really interested in. There's wonderful books and you'll be glued to them, I think. They go over the German, the Polish, the Czech, the US, big on early ornaments. So let's get into it today. Here's some of the bigger early ornaments that Ruth sent us. And I'm gonna show what we can. Some we've touched on, and some are so unique we want to see them again. Here's your classic large teardrop, and just looking at the way the neck on the top of the ornament is discolored, the style of the ornament crown here, the clip and canopy, okay, if you will. That simple style, this tells me 50s, easily, maybe just before. I want to get some different canopies out here. It might be a little tough to see initially, but you know, we're going to do a close-up for you. As I'm speaking, you're probably watching that. That's what I do after the talking. I do all the robotic camera work and the close-ups for you and everything. So, just so you know what I'm talking about, this is a modern canopy. Pretty good looking. You see it's all cleaned up and shiny. That's a no-brainer that it's modern and newer. Okay, there's one size. Here's another size. This is more of a medium canopy. Right away you can tell it's older. It's got some discoloration to the metal itself. The clip is bent that goes on the inside and holds the ornament. By these, they act like a spring loaded clip. Okay, here's two more. But what I really want to point out, here's one that's older and it's a round wire. This wire is not round like this or any of these. Okay, it's actually flat. So I put this ornament right on the edge of even before 50s, I think. And there's different manufacturers. This is superb. Then, here's the other point of these canopies to help you. This is a medium-sized ornament. If you look at the bottom, okay, it has a dimple. This is part of that older look and feel. Okay, now I'm going to show you one. Some actually have a raised dimple here. This is classic 50s, okay? And the roundness of the ornament, look at this. See how it wants to wobble? It's not perfect, which I love because that takes you to that era and that time period. So if you look at the bottom on a modern ornament, see if I can, this is more modern. Okay. There's really nothing to see. They're machine blown, even though some of the older ones were. And this is a tattletale. Okay. This older ornament has the taller, skinny neck as it comes up to the canopy. Okay? You can't even hardly pull this out. I mean, this is back when they really made something, you know, that was supposed to last for you and not fall off. So that's what I love about this. The out of roundness. See that again. See that? I love it. The weight is not perfect. If it was, it would keep going around. I have a collection of canopies, you'd laugh. Why would anybody bother? If something's wrong, they give it a toss today, right? But if you're trying to hang on to history and early pieces, this neck is completely missing. Now, it's original. Like I showed you, the early neck came up high and was little. This original canopy is not going to do anything for this. Nobody wants it on their tree now, right? So most people are going to go and not even look back. But by saving some of the old or different canopies, if you do break something, okay, this is newer canopy, but I just want to show you. That'll snap on there and you just got a new vintage ornament there that is not coming apart. And you can hang on to that sweet little vintage ornament for another 15 or 20 years if you so desire, okay? Just, why would you throw it out now? You don't have to now, see? So, love that. Just wanted to show you that. Then we got some different examples of what they used to make. This cracks me up. This is a little house ornament. The flocking is really early, and it has that incredible old canopy, and I put this right on a 1950, maybe 49, 48. It is something. This, of course, is your concave reflector ornament in the teardrop form, where they did the back. Now, a lot of Polish and German companies, Czech, a lot of European companies, Italian, would do this work. Okay, and the idea here was, without, you know, a lot of fancy movements and things, they come up with this crimped, concave, mirrored look, mirrored finish, so it gave the ornament depth and would reflect the light around as you walked around to look at it. That's an example of the teardrop concave ornament. Here's another one. You see the early canopy, It's losing its metallic finish, of course. The handwork paint job here, I think this is Polish or German. Same with this. This is the bigger one. Just a star through the ages. The thing is so unique. If you could even find such a thing, there's three sides. If you could even find such a thing, they'd probably want your firstborn for it. You know, look at the style. It's like the magic mushroom, right? It's incredible. This is right on the edge of 49.50. Here's another concave. I can tell I'm going to have to start really moving. This has lost a lot of its color. Real precious. This is newer, but I still think it's 60s. Okay, when I say newer. Really cute. Probably the end of 60s. Here's one in a different category. And there's just one of these, and I mean, this is a riot. This is so unusual to me. Here's a clip-on birdhouse. Now you can see the workmanship here. When this was hand blown, it had a little steeple, okay? But when they were working on it and melted that spring on there, okay, when he was doing the work here, the little steeple, it was so hot, it fell down in there. That fell in and went back in. But it is precious on its own. Too cute. There's a door and a window. And look how early, you guys. My goodness. I don't think this is even quite 1950. Probably easily look that up. So here's our real odd ornaments. Just tell a story through time. Now, here is a whole batch of the concave ornaments again, and the wire on the canopy is the flat. So this is 1950s. This is the one long little teardrop beauty. So special. Had hand painting on it. It's starting to lose it. Let's put that up so you can see. So that's this whole batch, and I'm thrilled that there's that many. You know, to help with the vintage tree. Here's possibly my favorite stuff of the era. Again, they're like the hot air balloon style. I love this. These are 50s, maybe into 60s, but I think they're all really close to each other. Here's some, here's two more where that's happening, but it has the more solid bottom. See these? Really, really cute. Here is a group in two sizes now. These are so early, and they have the flat. This might even be into the 40s. But these are certainly 50s, and I'm sure these are Polish. Okay? They have a different dimple on the bottom, very tiny. Hand painting. This is what tells me. European. Early European artisans sat there and hand painted these. These are superb. Love these. This size and style, again, is my favorite. Some of my favorite. I got too many favorites. Oh, we're right here. Here we go. Look how cute. These are just applied flowers and so pretty. So your smaller little solid colored group here like this are still amazingly beautiful and colorful. I can't get over it. I tease about pink, but look how brilliant. Look how good for pink. And again, the dimple, these are wonderful, and there's quite a nice batch of these. Just glorious. And when you think these have lasted as long as I have, really, and some of us, so it's pretty amazing that somebody would take care of something like this and have it for other generations to enjoy and learn and appreciate. That's what we try to do here. Now, I want to show you a couple of different things that we haven't talked about. Anybody know what a kugel is? Well, if you watch Lady Mary Beth, you can tease her about it because she certainly should know. Her and her husband with a house over in Germany. A kugel is a heavier glass ornament that they started making in 1840s. What they come up with at the time, and like I said, you have to have a serious tree, like a real tree, to hang these on. You're not gonna put them on some of our wimpy, artificial trees. Not at all. I have 3 examples for you because my sweet mother got me some of these it's 25 years ago, probably. So I know they're good and they're authentic. Here is one in the emerald green. And now this is the classic kugel because it has the metal canopy. There's actually a hole in the ornament and the hook. And it's a beefy one to be able to hang this. Compared to a can of soda, I would say this is probably equal to that. So it's, a good 11 ounces, 12 ounces. So there's about 3 or 4 of them. And in the same size, I'd say this is 3.5-inch diameter, is the wonderful classic Christmassy red. There's 3 or 4 of these in your German kugel. Love those. Very sentimental and different if you're not used to them. But if you see them, now you know what they are. Now, there's reproduction ones too. And, of course, there's older ones. Here is what I'm thinking is a newer one. But let's start off with how to identify, at least at a minimum, okay? A real one it could be a plain or pressed canopy with the hoop, okay? I think this is a newer one, but it's still authentic, okay? The inside has the reflective coating, okay? And a proper German kugel will be red, green, gold, silver, or blue. One more. There's a violet. There's 6. I always talk about those 5 traditional colors. The red, green, gold, silver, blue. It all goes together on a traditional tree. They have a violet also. So if you see orange or zebra or something goofy, they're not the old original ones. That's a quick way to tell. And then just ask, you know, or look them up, or ask somebody that knows. Since we're on a couple of German ornaments, I wanted to read a cute little clip on the history of the acorn with German families. Okay, it's really good. Legend of the acorn. Acorns are believed by the Germans to represent the rebirth of life as witnessed through the coming of Jesus Christ. Early German Christmas trees were covered in acorns to commemorate this gift of life and luck. So, as a little part of our heritage, I love that. And you'll see acorns all over our house. You saw them in the fall. And we have acorn ornaments for the trees as well. But that's the meaning, the origin. It's actually Christian-driven idea. So I love it. And guys, I have two more quick things to show you, and we're going to be caught up. This is one of the ornaments from when I first started, probably 9, 10 years old, when I got to decorate the Christmas tree in the basement, the kids' tree. It was an aluminum tree, and it had, you didn't hang lights on them, you know. It had the color disc, the color wheel. It was hilarious. That's how I started. So, tell me in the comments if you think I improved at all. Maybe a little bit. From the color wheel aluminum tree. You know, there's a big comeback on them, and they are nostalgic as, oh my, all get out. Too cute. I can't help it. I wouldn't mind one until you look at what they want for them. Good night. But if you're lucky, you can find one from somebody that's not using it anymore, maybe in a sale, an estate sale, a yard sale. I think they're precious. They're just, you know, an era of our lifetime. 50s and 60s, it probably went out by 69. That's my take on it, pretty much. Alrighty, so again, this early has the canopy and the color, the same canopy as what Ruth sent for the 1960s, and it's still a wonderful gold. Look at hers. See these? They're almost identical in that wonderful gold that's hard to get. Today it seems to be kind of bled out and weaker, you know. Can't imagine that, right, today. Then in your blown ornaments, they started, of course, getting into characters. Like, one last thing I want to show you. The my favorite Shiny Brights. Okay, here's a couple of different sets of these. These are newer, okay, but they're absolutely fabulous. And I have the pine cone for a reason. Here's the little minis. Even though they're newer today, they're in that same nostalgic vintage style. This particular set is in blue, white, and silver. Tiny little concave dimple with the light blue in there. So sweet. Then some of them have, look at this, celery green almost. Fantastic. And this is, like I say, a whole set. And I think we got a couple of them, so we could do a whole small tree. If you missed them last year, we'll have them again, and you won't miss them. And I want to show it, see how that's the same? Because you need more than one box to do any kind of a tree. Let me show you real quick. When Shiny Bright came out, made in USA, before World War II they came out. In the 50s, they started making characters like pine cones, teapots, birdhouse, a bird, you know, little dog, little figures, snowman. So that's what I wanted to get out to you that I thought was fantastic. Everybody was doing a round ball, mostly for for simplicity, but of course the Europeans were doing a lot more. The hand-blown stuff is still fabulous and our favorite. And in the 50s, Shiny Bright came out with shapes and characters just like this pine cone. Okay, here's another set of the little Shiny Brights. Look at the back, even the box looks vintage. They take the time to do it, and I love it. Here is your classic more traditional. They look like balls or tops in that era. All different, but traditional colors, red, green, silver. There's gold, there's blue, there's actually light blue too. Not too much, but you know in the 60s and 50s they had that light blue. Really sweet, love them. Alright, here's another set by them. And these are so reasonable, guys. If you can find them in the different stores, the decor stores like Home Goods, Marshalls, they seem to have small sections lately of this stuff. This whole set is $10. It's so reasonable, right? I love it. And again, here's, oh, so nostalgic. Your little tops and bobbins and lanterns. That was another one I wanted to mention that they started in the 50s. These little lanterns. And here's a bell. No mistaking what that is. Alright. And then here's how tough this is getting these now. It just throws me. This is the bigger size. The last 2 years, I haven't found them. Can't find them. When they hit the store, they're gone. Poof. Just like vaporized, gone. That quick. These are so nostalgic and cute to me. You can't help it. You know, you'll see these on our Santa tree. Why are they so good? Because of the design of that era. Okay, 50s, 60s. Here's a different one more. It's opaque, but you can see it's like a frosted. Look at this. There's Santa, and that's the shiny, and this is the frosted. And then we have another set, another look that has Silent Night and the church and the star of the North Star. Yeah, on there. Nuts about these. So guys, if you liked our going down memory lane with some vintage ornaments, give us a like, a share, a comment, send a buddy over. Sharpen your snow shovel, because old man winter is getting restless. Send some our way, will you? I'm telling you, Alrighty. Take care, everybody. Get your decor on. Put on a smile. Put on an old 78 record. And don't forget, send us your tree pics in the Gmail if you'd like. Love seeing them. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you in the next awesome, amazing collector, decorator in a day or two. Bye. Bye now.